In a challenging and evolving world, efforts must be intensified to train youths to become future leaders who are not only capable but compassionate and visionary. This forms part of the reasons for the first Lagos Leadership Summit organized by the Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy, which attracted audience from various segments of society. We have this story and more in this episode of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeni.
Ẹni tí ò dé kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni ò dé kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Mo ní pé bó o bá dé kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn òyìnbó débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Haúsá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn Ìgbò débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Gbogbo Yorùbá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tí wọ́n mú lọ. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni ò dé kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ lórí àwa. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ọ̀pọ̀ ò bá dé kó ìrìn ẹkù.
Leaders from various fields have stressed the need for mental, emotional, and physical preparation of the youth before they take leadership roles in Nigeria. At the first Lagos Leadership Summit organized by the Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy, leaders like Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and former Minister of Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola said young people must learn innovative and developmental skills to lead effectively. We were there. It's the first Lagos Leadership Summit organized by the Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy in Lekki. The event, which attracted youth and dignitaries from far and near, gave the new and the old generation of citizens the opportunity to interact.
Advocating for that strong and effective.
It featured debates, speeches, and panel sessions on topics that challenged the mental, emotional, and physical preparation of the youth to take up leadership roles.
Please give them a big round of applause for being the first set of our fellowship, our 30 fellows that will be ending or be completing the fellowship.
Speaking on the theme of the summit, leadership and Nigeria's future, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu shared his personal leadership engagement story with the participants. Governor Sanwo-Olu said his appointment into public service offered him the opportunity to learn multidimensional leadership and build problem-solving capacity, which prepared him for bigger tasks.
There are several of you that are sitting here. There are several of you that are home listening to me. There are several of you that are out there struggling. And my experience says that you shouldn't give up. BRF said that he was chief of staff at 39. I was made a special advisor to Mr. President, then Mr. Governor, at 37. So we all have a path. I joined the cabinet at 37. We all had a path. These things don't happen overnight. But like they said, character is critical. You must have the competence. You must have what it takes. You must know what is driving you. You must have a vision. But the thing about vision is not that there won't be problem. There will be problem. There will be barriers. But each time you fall, say to yourself, it's been a learning point. Because that fall is not the end of you. That fall is just for you to know and to be able to gravitate and understand that when you get up again, you know the reasons for you falling. Because you should never let anything stop you until when you achieve your desired goal in life.
The governor said that the objective of the summit is to create an engaging platform for young people to channel their energy, knowledge, and creativity to actions that will sharpen their leadership skills.
It's not about the time we're born, but it's about the life we've impacted. It's about the life that we've impacted. It's about the changes that we've made. And for us as a government, we felt how well can we honor a man than for us in public sector to set up the cream of new leaders that we also will donate and will outlive us. So we set up this school as an academy that has the first set that will be ending the first fellowship, which has been a one-year fellowship, 30 of them, who indeed have not only shown us that we took the right step, but they've been outstanding individuals. They're self-starters, they've been self-motivated, and indeed have been truly excited that we took the call. And the 30 of them has indeed challenged us and said that, you know what, we're not just the best. There are several others that are still going to come behind us that are also going to do great things.
He tasked them that the country is banking on the youth to make the needed changes happen.
It's not about the problem that we face. It's about the innovative strategies and the solutions that will bring about to solve the challenges and the problem that we face. And that's why you are here. You are here to think out of the box. You are here to be able to innovate for us. You are here as leaders, not of tomorrow, but today, to help us bring about solutions that government can use as a tool to solve the challenges that we're facing today, but more importantly, to be able to solve global issues, to be able to solve global problems. And that's why we had birthed the Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy.
Alimi would be moderating this fireside chat, please.
Our former Minister of Works and Housing and former Governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, who spoke on the topic, ethical leadership and its impact on nation building, was of the opinion that young people must learn the rudiments of leadership before being entrusted with responsibilities.
When leadership is known to operate on an ethical basis, and therefore let's go back to where we started, that this is leadership by its conduct and by its interaction sets what is normative conduct. So if we go there, so how does that build cohesion? It means that it makes me feel that I will be treated equally. The law would apply to me without discrimination. It therefore builds trust, which is a very, very important component of government. So even if the consequence is painful, as a citizen, I feel that, okay, this is sacrifice worthy of making. Or I accept that, okay, I stepped over the line, and this is nothing discriminatory. But it comes from how the leader interacts with us. And so those are some of the things that government needs, really, the trust of the people. And once there is trust, there's almost very little that the government cannot do. Because people are behind you, they will pay their taxes more voluntarily, they will make sacrifices more voluntarily, and so on and so forth. Days of the end justifying the means cannot be the gold standard anymore for governance. The process must be as important as the result. And so faking it to make it is unsustainable. And what about sweeter after adversity? And I think that I subscribe to sweeter after adversity because truly I have introspected every sustainable success story that I can think of. There is not one that has not been built on a foundation of adversity.
Welcome, sir.
During a session moderated by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Legal Matters and Public-Private Partnership, Bukola Odoye, the Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat shared perspectives on the topic, leadership and community engagement, strengthening the social fabric of Nigeria. The Deputy Governor lamented that the foundation for building a consensus in the community has been jettisoned for individualism.
We are Africans, so part of our challenge is we have sort of westernized a lot of our lives. So when some of us were growing up, our parents have children that were not theirs, okay, and they were raising them. But that seems to have changed. We as youths must understand our history. So as Africans, if we don't even understand ourselves, we will be lost. So community engagement for me is, how do we make sure that as Africans, we pull everybody together? Everybody must decide what they want out of life. So if it is excellence, he said it later that, excellence will attract money, ultimately. But if the initial thought is, I must make money at all costs, we are going down the drain. So the bottom line is every society has a norm. We must make sure that we keep to our norms in our society. So part of the challenge is erosion of our values. And it's important for us to understand that, first of all, we are human beings, and therefore we must relate with each other. Because of that, so your behavior, as it affects others, is also very important. And that's why every religion, we say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Every religion, whether you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're a Buddhist, whatever it is. So the question is, what do you bring to the table? What are you using your youth to do? Are you running after money? That a 19-year-old is doing money ritual. Are you okay? You understand? So the question is, but if you run after excellence, and we've discussed it here, some people say, well, you need money too. But let us look at case studies around the world. When people like Jeff Bezos, when he started Amazon, he started it from his father's garage. He didn't have an office. Yes. He didn't even he sold a car. So he didn't have any comfort in this sense. When the same thing with Bill Gates, when they started with the MS-DOS, they didn't have anything. But ultimately, because of excellence, they made tons of money.
We should give a round of applause to the organizers of the event.
The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, urged the participants to go with the trend of technological advancement.
Economics will tell you that if you take two similar countries and you give them the same amount of workforce and the same amount of money, the one that is going to come on top will adopt something that is called the Cobb-Douglas production function, which is that it is not enough to put in more people and more capital, but you need to introduce something which is on the second option that I'm showing on the screen, that is called technological innovation. And the simplest way to understand this is to take two farmers, give them 1 hectare of land each, tell them to cultivate maize, agbado, and ensure that the size of the land, the labor, the capital is the same. Then allow one of them to use technology. So for instance, one is cultivating using cutlass and hoes, and the other is going to use tractor. The other one perhaps is going to use drones to spread fertilizer, to do herbicides and things like that. If it's going to take the one with hose and cutlass about 3 weeks or 4 to clear 1 hectare of land, the guy with tractor will probably take only 2 days. Only 2 days. For you to be able to spread fertilizer on a land of 1 hectare, manually, it will probably take you about 2 weeks. With a drone, it will take you about 2 hours. So what you get at the end of the day is one of them is going to become a lot more productive. And I think we can all guess which one will become a lot more productive. And that's the notion of where the importance of technology comes from. So most of the time when we talk about technology in society, people make the assumption that this is something that is alien, that is modern, that is not compulsory. But the truth is, historically, you actually don't see any nation in the world that gets to develop without investing in technology. Absolutely no nation.
This summit represents not just a convergence of brilliant minds, but a celebration.
The executive secretary of the academy, Aisat Agbaje Okwade, said the summit aimed to forge connections between the old and the new generation.
We need leaders who inspire confidence in our young people, foster unity, and drive transformation. And that role can begin with whatever position you are in right now. The power of collaborative wisdom is immeasurable. And it is through collaboration that we will find solutions. And that's why we are here. To the complex challenges that lies ahead. In the spirit of unity and collaboration, let us leave this summit with not only the new knowledge, but a renewed sense of purpose for Nigeria.
There are some core values that I like to associate myself with. You can take this as one of the key takeaways. TRIP, T-R-I-P-P, trust, respect, integrity, professionalism, and passion. TRIP, trust, respect, integrity, professionalism, and passion.
Integrate the skills of creativity, critical thinking, innovation, teamwork, collaboration, and so on, personal leadership into our curriculum. Now, I've been somebody who's been advocating this for a long time, and in anything I have done, I've always insisted that when you do it, integrate these principles. Do you know they are not subjects? It's just, you know, it's the way you teach physics that you teach leadership. You integrate leadership into the classroom. It's the way you teach social studies, is the way you run the school, is the ethos of the school.
The discussions also dwelled on how young people in leadership positions have inspired changes and development.
Leader of the city.
The ancient town of Badagri is one of the 5 divisions established by Lagos State in 1968. Badagri is loaded with attraction centers for tourists. From Gberefo Island, popularly called the Point of No Return, to Agia Tree and the first-story building in Nigeria, Badagri is a place to visit to see things. The visit by top government officials to the ancient town is a testament to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's commitment to gaining first-hand knowledge of the needs and challenges of the people of Badagri, paving the way for continued progress and development. The governor, who was accompanied by the chairman and CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Eriwa, members of the State Executive Council and House of Assembly, as well as officials of the Lagos State Diaspora Commission, visited the Slave Market Museum, which was recently restored and upgraded by the administration.
So these are artistic impressions of the slave market just left. So that's the dedicated slave market here in Badagri. So this is the slave market in Zanzibar. These are rejected slaves. They are called Marcos. So this is how you can see how the level at which the Africans were reduced to.
He also visited the Badagri Heritage Museum, the seat of the fallen Agia tree, where Christianity was first preached in 1842, the first-story building in Nigeria, the first Christian burial site, the Hospital Road construction project, and the Old Governor's Lodge, a purpose-built 70-room and hotel complex.
Careful, careful, IG are small, IG are small. Just 5 persons. Okay. This way.
Governor Sanwo-Olu also took a boat ride to the Point of No Return, where slaves were taken to different parts of the world during the slave trade era. Speaking with journalists during the tour, Governor Sanwo-Olu said his administration will complete ongoing projects in Badagri and restore some of the heritage sites to tell a compelling story about what Badagri holds for tourism in Nigeria.
It's really part of our tourism ecosystem. At vertical, I wanted to come and see things for myself. What are the things we have done? What are additional things that we've spoken about that we need to do? How do we intentionally make Badagri and all of the tourism potential that it has a real destination? We also went to the old Governor's Lodge, where you saw that there is a purpose-built 70-room hotel complex there. And so for us is to complete the ongoing projects that we've seen, to also restore some of the heritage sites that we've seen, and not to completely deface it, but just to restore them and to generally just preserve what we have.
The governor said his administration would ensure that no part of Lagos is left underdeveloped.
I'm satisfied, knowing fully well that we still have a lot of opportunity to do for the job. And you can see that on the top, the Diaspora Commission is also with us. We have a Diaspora agency already now. So it's really to just make, Lagos and Badagri in particular, a tourist destination for all of our international and local audience to know that we're ready, we're fit, and we're going, across another point, the water, to see for ourselves, the entire journey around slavery, and how Christianity came to the country, how it birthed in Badagri and the rest of it.
The purpose of this visit is to showcase Lagos and Badagri in particular as a tourist destination for international and local visitors, that Lagos is ready to boost tourism. Badagri was founded in the early 15th century on a lagoon off the Gulf of Guinea. With more support and training, youths will be better prepared for leadership roles and make impacts in the development of Lagos and indeed Nigeria. And that does it on today's edition of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for being a part of it. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeni.